had to get that done. So, if you need to go do that, make an appointment.
Make some time.
Make
Would
an
you like a cookie?
appointment.
Celeste just made them today.
Oh, thank you, no.
Yeah, Susan?
Not right now,
All right.
but thank you.
They're there for anybody that wants
You
them.
had a whoopie pie for lunch.
I did.
Oh.
Becca made us whoopie pies, and yes, I got mine for lunch,
Good for you.
so.
You ready?
I think we are.
Okay. We'll call the meeting to order at 17:59. And we'll have the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we'll start with citizens' comments.
All right.
Holy cow, she got a list.
No, I just received my personal property tax thing in the mail, and I just wanna make sure I understand what I'm doing with that.
Mhm.
So that's business property that I need to fill out, right?
Right, so
Right.
I don't know how property taxes have been assessed previously in the, plantation.
Right,
I can't really find any records.
well, I
Any
get taxed.
Human resources that I might be able to tap into, I'm not sure,
Yeah,
or necessarily have that good of a history.
yeah,
But this is the standard way that it's done, is you send out those 706
yeah, I
days.
understand that, yeah.
And I can, so,
But we're being taxed currently on personal property,
correct.
so how do I know what's already on that, or does that matter?
See, that's
You
what I'm
start from
saying, I have
scratch
no
every
idea
year?
where that figure came from.
Okay,
This,
okay, cause I don't remember
Because-
ever filling one out, but I
right, and
must
that's
have.
what I'm saying, I don't know how it was done in the past.
Okay,
And I have, Cliff got me going on this, because when he sold his business, he sold some personal property, and it's like, should my personal property taxes go down if I sold some of my
Right.
personal property?
yeah,
Cause I don't have it anymore,
right,
and I'm like, well, that makes sense to me. So
okay,
then that's when I started investigating how personal property taxes are assessed.
okay,
And I don't think it's ever been done in this community. I don't know why, and I don't
Okay.
know what other process exists for doing it, other than I did obviously read all of it, and it seems like a very tedious, amount of documentation,
right,
unless, depending on what kind of records you keep, like, okay, we bought X number of sheets, we bought
yeah,
X number
well,
of beds.
you
and
should.
How
have
many
that in
years
tax
ago,
records,
you know what I
yeah.
mean, when you
Correct.
want, because then there's a depreciation, I think,
Exactly.
that goes along with something, that you bought 10 years ago. If you're still using it, it's not obviously worth what it was when you bought it.
Well, it's
so.
not worth anything.
Right, some of them do depreciate, I think, into nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
but-
So what are you going to do with all this when you get it?
Give it to Garnet.
Oh, okay.
Can he explain how do we know
Well-
what she was paying taxes on prior to?
I have no idea, neither does he.
Oh my.
I don't really know where those figures came from,
So we're starting from scratch then, basically?
basically.
And everyone is expected to do this?
Yeah, that went out to everybody.
And if they don't do it?
I think then, see, this is a question that I've been, doing some research, is that if you don't do it, then whatever the property tax is that is assessed upon your company,
Mm-hmm.
you can, ask for an abatement. But how they get that, again, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no records that I can tell.
No,
This
and
is
I
what
read that thing about the
It seems to be
Betty thing or whatever, but I never heard of that. I didn't,
what the Betty,
yeah. I never
that's
heard.
where you can write off some of the business equipment tax
Like
exemption.
rafts or
They're
whatever.
exempt from property tax.
Oh, how do I
Some-
go about that?
No.
It stands
But-
to reason,
but-
it stands to reason that before you can exempt it, you have to declare ownership of it, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it might be based, I don't know, yeah.
But
that's-
if you, so the best thing that I can tell you, and because Paul at Northern Outdoors had some question, he said, well, is there an old one that I can look at and see, you know,
Right, that
what
was
they
my
did?
first
I'm like,
question.
if there are any old ones around, I haven't seen them, I don't know where they are.
Okay,
But I did forward him, Maine Appraisal and Assessment, Garnett's company, they have a lot of information stuff on their site
okay,
that's informative, not, you know what I mean, of like, what is this? So I sent that, and I can send it to you, just forward it from Maine Assessment and Appraisal from their, you know, question and answer part of their site. I also sent them some stuff from the Maine Revenue Services, and I think I even sent them an AI generated thing, just to try to give, and I can do it for you, some information about what this
could he
all
come
is.
and just give a presentation or question and answer?
Who, Garnet?
Yeah, at some point, I mean, I must not be the only one.
I don't think you are, you're the second one. Paul was wondering, when do I do this, where's the old forms, can I copy,
Well,
you know, so to
exactly.
get me started.
Yeah, I
Um,
have to do one in Massachusetts because I'm not a year-round, I mean, I don't declare residency there.
mhm.
So I have to do one there because, you know, I'm just a seasonal person, or it's a second home, so they
Right.
need to know what's in it.
Right,
That's pretty simple, cause it's very.
but that's for your
little.
home, not for the business.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Um,
I can do, I'm not, you know, I've been waiting to get some feedback
yeah,
because it's not 100% straightforward to me, other than I talked with Garnett and his crew. I said, it looks like we've gotta send out the 706s. This was maybe a month and a half, 706 days. Yeah, but not until March because they're not due till May 1st. And so, I can inquire with them again, you know what I mean?
well, I would think.
Because I don't,
that
it's
just
still a
simple.
mystery to
If
me.
he was just gonna be here at any, whatever given time for an hour, even if he could just,
Garnett,
yeah.
I
Well,
can,
that's
and
what
I
we're
might even
supposed
be
to
able
do.
to have him give you a call, you know what I mean, and talk about it.
Well, I don't wanna be the only one that has information, because then I would think that I might be the only one that's going to fill this out.
Well, maybe
And
everybody
I
else
just-
knows
I
has
just
it all
wanna
sorted
be-
out, I don't
I
know.
wanna feel sure that, everyone will be expected to.
No, I
go
expected
through
questions
this.
and being like, really, like, but as far as I know, it was the right thing to do.
Right,
You
I
know
don't
what I
have
mean?
any problem with you
But-
doing it,
Yeah,
I
but-
just wanna know that everyone's going to be
Oh, they went out to
expected do
everybody.
it. Well, that doesn't mean,
That they're going to
I
do it.
wanna know what happens when you don't do it.
I think if you don't do it, then it's gonna be estimated and you may not like the estimate.
And you
And that's
can't
what I
appeal
would
it, I think that's what it's done, and how they come up with an
And then
estimate
they have
is-
to abatement, they have to abate it.
What's that mean?
It means you have to fill out a form and you have to go to an assessor's meeting and you
Okay.
have to prove
Okay,
that you
okay.
disagree with what you have
Okay,
for personal
okay.
property.
But-
And then the assessors have to approve it.
Okay, well, that sounds.
But
good.
with this, my understanding is that if you don't fill this out,
Right,
okay, and then you want an abatement saying, no, this tax is too high,
okay,
you
You
voided
give up that
your
right.
opportunity
Oh,
to
you
ask for an
voided it.
abatement
That
because you
makes
didn't
sense.
fill that out.
okay, I like that.
Okay, that's my understanding.
I like
If you
that.
don't do it, you're disqualified
Yeah.
from asking for an debate.
Or debate.
That's my-
yeah.
That's my interpretation from what
I
you
like
just said.
that, I feel good about that, thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
So you're gonna feel good about filling out your form.
Well, I just, you know what it's like around here, and,
Mhm.
you know, I just don't wanna be the only one that does it and nobody else has to do it, you know?
No, I understand.
Yeah,
It went out to everybody,
Yeah.
so.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I will work on that.
Okay, anything
Thank you.
else on that?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
No,
All right, we'll move on to number 2, R. Smith FY fiscal year 25 audit presentation. I don't see,
Not
I
here.
don't see anyone here. I confirmed that meeting last week when we were here
Okay.
on Wednesday, and, there was a lot of confusion at RHR Smith. One of them was asking if they wanted us to start their fiscal year 25 audit, and I said, well, I think we're getting a draft this week of it already, so.
They were gonna come for 3 days like
Yeah,
last week or something.
yeah, March 10th, 11th, and 12th. to like go over things, and so I called up and I said, you know, I'm not sure what you're looking for, cause Greg has been telling me that we're gonna get a draft, which we have received. But anyway, so there was some confusion on our HR Smith's, side of things, and then we were told that Ron himself would probably be the one to do the presentation. So, we don't know where he is.
All right, we'll move on then.
But you do have.
I see the draft,
Okay,
and we'll, does anybody wanna talk about the draft, or, I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Sure. There's about 2 or 3 salient sentences that I can actually interpret the whole thing. The rest of it might as well be in Swahili.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, nothing, it's just this really high level accountant speak, and I'm like,
he did say though that there's nothing.
I looked through it
said
for
he
any
was
alarm,
pleased-
like, bad stuff, I didn't see anything.
He said he was pleased to report that there was nothing
I see,
negative or however it was worded.
Disagreements with management.
yeah.
and all.
we could encounter no significant difficulties in dealing with the management, performing and completing the audit.
That's just one part of it though.
Right.
You know what I mean, so.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay, we'll move on.
Yeah, and if
when I
anyone
reviewed
wants
it,
a
I did not
copy.
see anything negative.
Right.
When you get into again, that heavy accountant speak is just, I can't make sense out of it.
So should we anticipate that they're gonna wanna do this presentation at next month's meeting?
No, I don't think so. They basically, they asked us if we wanted it. My initial reaction was no, but then Charlie said, yes, we should, we paid for it, so yes, we should. They should come up here and give us a presentation, so they agreed
Just
to
explain
that.
it to us.
Yes.
In a terminology that we can
Okay.
understand.
And then they
They're
Dumb it
supposed to
down.
be here today,
Yeah.
and we haven't received any phone calls, emails, or anything to the contrary.
Yeah.
And I didn't follow up, I don't think I should.
No.
If an
Well-
appointment was made
That's right.
and they knew what the time
That's right.
was, they knew what the date was,
Mhm.
they confirmed it, we went back and forth with
Right.
emails and phone
No, I
calls
agree
last
with you.
Wednesday, and,
Whatever.
we left it
We'll move on
at
then.
that.
The acceptance of the minutes. Make a motion to accept them as read,
I'll second.
as written, I mean.
Written and read.
Sorry. Okay. Tax collectors report.
So I did resubmit, the claims that the liens that the registry of deeds, sent back because the margins were off, so they were not acceptable. So I did, reprint them with Trio's, help, and they have been resubmitted, and I do have a list of all the liens, if anybody wants to look at them. The list of all the liens that have been applied. I do have a few people that paid, and there isn't a whole lot for this year, which is good, so. Maybe there's eight liens that have been, properties. 2 people have paid, there were 10. But I think it's cause we got the new printers, I don't know if that's why the liens, printed off margins. Because last year I looked in the folder and they had all printed correctly, so that's the only thing I can think of, was that we did get new printers.
That happens when you get new software
Mhm.
But it's
communication
got,
between new
it's
equipment.
sorted out, so.
Yeah,
Thank-
Trio
thank you
got
for-
on,
for
adjusted
working
all
through
the
that.
margins
Yeah.
and,
A pain in the ass.
and then in the
Oh, it had to be adjusted
meantime,
in Trio, it wasn't like a printer communication, it was like a.
Yeah,
Trio.
I don't know if there was
Some
a
sort of-
disconnect when the
Oh.
printers, I don't
Some
know.
sort of-
in Trio, even like with the checks, you have to modify
Oh,
where, where the pay to line is and where the signature.
okay.
You've got
And
to,
then, by the time the
Fine-tune it.
liens got sent back to me, 2 people had paid, so. So we're down to 8.
Okay.
I'm just, do you know anything about the foreclosure process? Have they ever done it in town, or has it ever been done in West Forks? I mean, I'm just curious.
I think the Forks has done it with, the garage, was
Danny
that?
McDonald's
Yes,
property there.
yeah, that's the only one I know of.
I'm not
but
that I'm just curious.
To
of the
me, that's when it
process.
goes to a lawyer. I
Yeah,
think we're all,
Yeah, I think that,
it's all above us, I believe, but
I believe it.
Based on these numbers, none of these are multi-year offenses, right?
no. Well, there is one,
That was my
Laura
question too.
Casanova, they have a lien on 2023.
So does Farrington.
Yep, and I don't know about Matt Predmore.
Where are you seeing that in this
Matt.
form?
This is just for 2024.
Oh, okay.
So you only have to send them once, and they stay on there until they release it?
Yes.
That's what I thought, oh, good.
What I can tell you, and mind you, they were nice conversations, but I have had a conversation with Craig Farrington and, not Jillian Lovejoy, but Jillian Lovejoy's spouse, I forget his name, and also Matthew Predmore. And I just explained to him that a lien had been placed, and I thought they, it wasn't being, I'm like, look, just giving you a heads up, if you go for a loan, there's kickback, that's what's going on.
We're trying
The
to
rest of
save
these folks, I don't really know them, I don't know how to get a hold of them, people that I have, or I bump into, I'm like, hey, just sort of, heads up,
It's very difficult to try to get hold of some people on North Lee.
And so on Laura, that is Carney's property, and he is aware of it, and,
Oh, the Casanova?
yep. And if, it ever gets to the
Oh, Ernie, the Lucas
foreclosure,
property?
No, a little green,
Oh,
yeah,
green,
but,
Carney's living between us.
yeah.
okay,
Or
oh,
something.
yes, okay.
And he
Lot of
did
family.
say that if it ever
That
came
is
to the
true, I don't know.
foreclosure, that he would pay them, but,
There's just been some family discord
Oh,
over
yeah.
the years with that piece of
We dealt with
property.
them for a
Any
long
other-
time.
I'm
Okay.
done.
Anything else on the tax collector's
Nope.
report? Make a motion to accept the tax collector's report.
Second?
David? Treasurer's report.
I'm gonna pass around the warrant, and I enclosed in your packet here today the, reconciliation that actually Denise did this past month. And it, as you can see, came out to the penny, so,
So could you speak up just a little bit, I'm sorry?
yeah, sure. You have a reconciliation, sheet
Oh, beautiful.
that I included in each of your package, and Denise had done the reconciliation
Well,
for.
we did it
February.
together, it was a joint effort.
That's right, but in any case,
That's so good though.
I cut and paste this little thing from Trio so you can see that we are on the penny correct.
That's wonderful.
So,
Folks,
You
stand
should be so proud of yourself.
Well,
it is very
his system is
gratifying.
not very easy,
No, but
It
it's
isn't,
wonderful that you can do that.
but we did
Right.
it.
Good.
but, so Denise may explore, doing it through Trio.
Yeah,
But because at the moment, the way Blue Star taught us to do it was by using several spreadsheets.
Okay.
And so you're bouncing between spreadsheet and spreadsheet, and you're,
Mm-hmm.
the way Trio, it just groups, like everything that is included in this warrant is one check out of the checking account
yes,
in the from the bank.
yes.
So you have to go, or from
Right.
Trio, so you have to go out and find out which
Mhm.
checks cleared in that lump sum.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem super easy.
Mhm.
And the same with, payroll is just one lump amount. And
Okay.
so you've gotta,
Then
but-
apply it to the.
right, but
specific-
once you sort of understand, like at first,
Right.
it seems so confusing.
Right.
But now that I've done it a few times,
Right,
it seems like it's a little bit smoother, but,
Yeah.
I mean, we were stumped a couple times during the process,
Oh, you're
but
still gonna be proud of yourself, I mean, honestly.
no
Absolutely.
question. I thought that we did a
We're
really
gaining
good
leaps and
job.
bounds with that, with
That's
that.
it.
Yeah,
Has it ever been done internally that we know of?
I don't think so.
Not
not to,
until,
The end of the year?
not until this recently, like,
Right,
I don't
right.
know when
I
we
know Mark
started
helped,
doing it.
you know,
Yeah.
helped us
No.
actually
We
do
should
something, I'm
say-
saying, we,
Nope, I
did it
came to every
internally.
meeting
We
and
should-
said that the books,
Yeah.
our trio does not match our bank statement.
Right,
That
so-
was my statement at every
It does now?
meeting.
Yes.
oh, back in the day.
Back in the day, that
That's
was
what
my,
I'm saying.
that was the only thing I had to say.
Today it does, to the penny.
Today it
So
does.
they used to reconcile
I'm so proud of.
by clicking off and saying that check came in, that check
Yeah.
came in,
Oh, yeah.
but it never agreed, like Denise
In
said.
trio.
It never, Trio
Yeah.
and the bank never were,
I'm very proud.
Thank you.
Awesome.
yeah.
So now we
so
got it
was-
good.
It's been a
And when that
very,
doesn't happen, it just leaves the door open for people to wonder what's going on.
A snowball, it's like a
Exactly.
snowball.
Yeah.
It does.
In any aspect of life, and
Yes.
this right here is financial for the town, and that
It's
just goes
wonderful.
on transparency and accountability. I think everybody's done a
Oh, it's
fantastic
wonderful.
yeah, it,
Absolutely
Kudos.
wonderful, that's
it
really.
definitely is,
Yeah.
is a
I'll
good
make a
feeling.
motion
You
that
don't want a cookie?
We want stickers, okay?
That's
You
right.
wanna get some milk?
I want some stickers.
If it needs anything, I'll give you a standing ovation.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
Ava? Clerk's report.
I had ordered some supplies, I think you saw the flags in there, Dave.
I did.
The checks are coming, those I, ordered last week, so those are in there. I think we're, I guess, getting ready now to have that June election, so we're starting to get emails and stuff that we have to respond to the state with. They've sent us 50 new voter registration cards, 50 new, I mean, we have now a stack maybe that tall. We just don't use them.
So if we have an influx, we're all set.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, anything else? The checks are, I don't know if I already said that, but the checks are on their way. So we are down to probably 20 checks in the vault, and
If they are on their way?
we got a mail that said that they were gonna be delivered. As far as that warrant goes, there's at least one thing in there that has no signatures
I
on it.
just found it.
Okay, so
That's
just,
the invoice
yeah.
for, long last.
yes, and that, they are the people that did our tax maps.
Okay.
So just make sure that you look through that. I just wanted to mention that the budget and the town report, I've started both of those. The budget numbers for last year were a little low on a few, instances. I think it was in our county tax, we did.
No, the LUPC.
The LUPC.
County tax are right on, but LUPC.
I do remember that
Yeah,
one.
so we're gonna have to be a little bit more,
Yep.
generous, I guess, I don't know, or err on the, a little more,
Be 1,000 over rather than
Generous.
2,000 under.
right. So
We
we
can
were
catch up
trying
with
to
it
be
next year.
super conservative
Well,
last year and.
Yes, and, cause we had, and the town, everybody knows how we got to where we are today.
Right,
So I think we've gained leaps and bounds, and the trust is there, and I think that we're doing a good job. And I
Yeah.
think the town will understand when we say LUPC is one that you can't, you
no,
have
right,
to,
It's not
you have to have the money in the account, right?
and we were like $3,000 short on, or,
Yeah,
and we called them and they gave us an estimate.
I remember.
I remember too.
Yeah.
But you know what happens is the estimate is based on last year's total evaluation, and they don't get this year's total evaluation. And they don't send out the bill, it's based on
Okay.
this year's, do you know what I'm saying? So,
So,
Yeah.
do we know what the, kind of what the increase was, maybe 2-3%, maybe we should add that to, what we,
Next year,
what their, if we ask them for an estimate,
right,
maybe we can add a couple percent to it to give us that,
right,
you know what I mean, like the same as, so if we figure out what the difference was, they gave us an estimate, say 10,000, it was 13,000, that'd be a 3%, right, so let's,
I may be wrong, but I think if our valuation, total evaluation of the value of the whole plantation goes up 11%,
Yeah.
then the LUPC fee goes up 11%. They're tied together, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're tied to each
what
other.
I'd
So we should
like
have
to
that.
see is
Yeah.
So no those numbers, my 10%, 3% was.
I don't think, you
I'm
know,
just throwing.
So we may be able to do a better job next year, again, we're all learning this, and I think they gave me that figure based on what they had, but since then, the new valuation figures have come out, so then consequently, the bill is more. So, it's a timing thing.
I think also what might help us this year is to have 3 consecutive years instead of just last year. You know, so that we have more of a pattern developing, we can maybe.
We're getting there, yeah.
Right,
You know,
look at,
so-
okay, it's gone up this little bit, this much.
Right, and we will try to be as conservative
But
as.
an explanation, when we ask to raise the money during the meeting, is fair to ask for a few extra thousand and what the estimate is.
Yeah.
I mean, we recommend we're just gonna put what we recommend anyways. I mean, you know, and if we wanna make an explanation, I'm sure we.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I did want to mention that I don't have a running list. I looked, I don't have a running list of items
Oh,
that
boy.
are supposed to be on this.
Justin had one, and I thought you had
You
one.
had one last year, but.
Yeah, I went to go start it, so I've got a blank sheet from the
Yeah.
last meeting, but then like I said, I think you thought you had one going already, so I didn't write anything on it, so.
Yeah, so
Alright.
if
So we
you,
need to
So one
start
of those,
getting our brains together and figuring out what.
well, what was the one we were just talking about, how should I word that, raising
thought we had a
raising an
list of-
increase
I'm sure there's a list
for
going.
LUPC.
Yeah.
I didn't do it, cause last month was when I noticed I didn't have this year's going. It was the first time I'd heard something like, we need to do that at the town meeting.
I'm lucky.
so I don't know if you want me to go and watch all the movie, you know, the
No,
videos
I
or
think we'll-
something, but,
That-
You
that
think
would-
We
we'll
got a couple
figure it
under our
out.
belt, like we
Yeah.
can probably put our heads
I
together,
think we
and,
can,
yeah.
but from here forward, we can,
right.
But I have started on
I
it,
think
and,
oh, you do have one started now.
no, I started the town report. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
taken out all of the, raising money for the, you know, the clerk and the, because those
Okay.
are all appointed positions now.
Yep.
So,
So in the Google Drive folder, named 2025/2026 annual town meeting is a file called items that need to be on 2026 town meeting.
I saw that, and I saw that it was blank. I saw that you had created
And now,
it, so
and
yes,
the first thing has been added,
yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
so it's
So-
raising an increase for LUPC fees, right?
So, yeah, so if you think of anything, just let either Justin or I know, and we'll put it on immediately so that we don't forget it.
And this is shared with everybody, anybody can get to this file, so it's
Yes,
just a running bullet list, so
That's
just
right.
throw it in there.
I just wanted to let everyone know
Charlie?
that was.
Since we're on this, cause I have it on my new business, was, thinking about, cause I'm not gonna be, we won't be here next month, town meeting date, is it too early to think about a date for the town meeting?
It's not, but let's wait till we get to the new business and we'll
Okay.
accept the clerk's report. Are we all set, anything
That
else on the
is,
clerk?
yep, that's it.
Okay, I'll make an accept the clerk's report.
I'll say,
Favor? All right, another liquor license,
Yeah, Three Rivers,
Three Rivers,
it's online, any
I have
issues
no,
or concerns?
none,
Okay, I'll complete the documentation. It's easy.
excellent.
I just think we should all,
No, I agree.
you know,
Absolutely.
agree that we're good to go with it
Yeah.
before I just sign off. Okay?
Okay, old business.
just real quick though, I just thought of something has anybody kept an eye on, how Three Rivers is doing their axe throwing pit? Is that, never mind.
First I've heard of it, so.
Oh, you didn't know they have an axe throwing pit?
No.
They put a ton of money and effort into building a nice axe throwing pit.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's the only, it came to mind, it's the only material change I know.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, like now my memory's jogging, I don't think they made that part of their footprint, their liquor license footprint. That's all.
And it's supposed to be?
No, I don't think they want it to be.
Oh, no, I don't think.
You didn't see any, did you see any notice of it?
I'd have to look at the
Okay.
documents again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, cause
Yeah.
they have all because the Three Rivers has to send in supporting documentation, you know, how many seats they have and rest, you know, some
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Is it on site or is it?
Yeah, it's right, Well, you know where you walk to the bathrooms?
Yeah,
The space that would be to the right of where the hallway of the bathrooms is,
Yeah.
it's back there.
Okay.
It's outside.
okay, well,
Is that included in there?
That's the only material change to like their footprint that I
well, I guess we have to look at that, make sure, I mean, I'm sure he has insurance. Right? That's
Yeah, I
none of
mean,
our
I wouldn't,
business,
I know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do something like that without it.
but I'm sure Jim's all over it.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
it's a knife throwing,
Excellent.
I'll look at the
Excellent.
license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that would be the only discretion that
Yeah,
we would have to question, okay.
I don't think we should, it shouldn't change, I mean, it's very common that,
No, it is.
bars have it, we wanna make sure it's noted if it is,
Right,
included in their,
Yeah.
the footprint of where you can have alcohol, I guess. So I don't, it would,
yeah,
not,
so
I don't
have
think
to
it
have
would
a sign,
affect,
no alcohol beyond this point or something.
it wouldn't affect, in my eyes, it wouldn't affect the approval of
So you
it.
drink your booze and then go throw it out.
Right.
Drink
I'm
back
asking,
in
you know,
and then come back
Yeah,
out.
Chuck,
We've all
I'd
been to
go
those
through it.
places.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's make sure he understands that and we're on.
Yeah, I'll look at the license to see if that's on there, so.
All right, any other old business, any old business?
Old business.
I have old business,
Yes.
let's start with old business. Working with the state on the dam reclassification. I have a little bit of headway, I do have a definition, finally I got today after doing a lot of hounding. I've run it up the chain a few times to the director, assistant director, who does happen to be, anyways. So let me read his response to my question. Let me if I can open this. Okay. So my question was, about the, why in the report, the bulletin says, loss of life is if in the event of failure is unlikely. Remember that was
Yeah.
the statement that was hung up on that bulletin.
Mhm.
So this is his response, this comes from Tony Fletcher, who's the senior engineer. He says, I've read the hazard assessment in our report, the second unnumbered paragraph states that there are no permanent structures or homes present in the indentation area, and the loss of life in the event of failure is unlikely. My examination of the indentation map after receiving this report showed 2 houses within the inundation flood zone. This fact was not noted in the MEMA dam report. I classified the dam as high hazard, as a potential high, as high potential hazard. So, and then he goes on, I would like to see the houses in the flood zone when I inspect the dam. So, and I had conversation with him. So, the way it was written from the engineer that did it, Anna, she's no longer with them anymore. They have no field engineers anymore, so it's just Tony Fletcher, who's the, semi-retired gentleman that's doing that oversees everything. In a nutshell, because those 2 houses were built in the flood zone downstream is why it's a high hazard. When the report was written, it wasn't labeled in the MEMA dam report, so that's why it wasn't in that report. But when he reviewed the maps, he saw them, and that's where the high hazard came from. That's his explanation.
even though LUPC,
So-
allowed them to be built there.
Do we know that yet, though?
Yeah, maybe you did.
That's where I think we need to do some
Well,
research.
we are.
Yeah.
I'm.
Well, I know, I'm not implying you're not, I'm just
No,
saying.
no, so,
That needs to be fleshed out, if the houses are built legally or not,
well, if they had a permit from LUPC or not, so, yeah.
or if they obeyed the permit, if they didn't.
Right,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is where, I'm finally getting some dialogue with these people.
nice,
It's
that's
been,
good to hear, yeah.
it's been a real, I had to call it a favor, to be honest with you. My brother spent 20 years in the military working with MEMA, and I had to call a favor, and he went and rattled some cages and
Look
the
at
State
you,
Department, and
a
they
regular
finally,
old politician you are.
they know who I am,
Yeah.
let's just say. But anyways, we have some good things coming about it. He goes on about the operations maintenance plan. I assured him we're working on one, which I am. I have one, but I haven't submitted it yet. until we got answers
Yeah.
first, to be honest with
I
you.
think that's fair.
You mean an emergency?
No, the emergency action plan, I'm just waiting on, phone numbers, and I have, mailers that I'm sending out, certified mail, or help with one of the help to get certified mail out. They're all filled out on the table, they just gotta go out in the mail, and wait for the, phone numbers to come back, and that'll complete the EAP, the emergency action plan,
Awesome.
except for the state, the county stuff, and I'm gonna talk to Dave Spencer tomorrow, and he can bring down.
They get a new person down there.
That's, I heard that, that's why I waited until, I knew that was coming. So, anyways, long and the short is, also, with this, I took photos of the face of the dam, the upstream side, he wanted me to put a boat in with a motor so he could come inspect it, and I was like, you guys don't understand the strain.
Yeah.
I've told you like 10 times, they really don't understand the geographics of the dam. So, I finally took some pictures and he said, Mr. Rankin, I'm sorry, I didn't expect to see that. So, he said, maybe we could push the inspection up till after May. I'm like, the lake will be filled in May, you know.
Yeah, why wouldn't they do it while it's
Put
great?
your rubber boots on and drive north, would you?
Exactly.
Put your up boots on and go for it.
I've got him convinced, we're gonna make a date, I have a date in mind, and I'm gonna clear it with you guys, at the end of this at the end of this conversation, of closing the gates. And he's gonna come up and watch us function, test the gates, go up and down, he just wants to see it. That's part of their inspection, he's gonna do a visual at the same time. He wanted to go look at those two properties, but I told him I don't think there's access to get down there at the moment, because the roads aren't maintained, they're not plowed. So, we'll have to do that at a later date. But he did assure me that, now that he's assigned to working with us personally, that we will work together to be in the good graces of the state's, we won't be, in the doghouse, I guess. Yeah. They did send a cease and desist, not a cease and desist, but the end of conversation until we got our lawyers or something, I forget how he worded it. I'd have to go back, the director did, yeah. It was, I don't know if I can find that one.
Is that a state inspector? The state inspector? that
Tony
you're-
Fletcher,
Okay, but that's who you're talking to?
that's who I'm
to
talking
show
with
the
right now.
dam and-
Yep,
Okay.
so he's been assigned directly to help us take care of this. They expected us to be a Brookfield or Eagle Creek or somebody like that, and we're not, you know. So, we just want questions and some answers in a phone call, and finally I have that line of communication, so. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we're moving forward. I'm not gonna say for sure, that I do have a feeling that we potentially may get out of the high hazard, and that's why I'm kinda dragging my feet about the EAP, submitting it all, just giving them all they want at the moment.
Yeah.
Until we get his findings completely done. And that's it, looking at those two properties, Mina's Way, Arctic. So, however, on the other side of that, with the lake drain, and I took some pictures, we need some work done to that dam.
Yeah.
And the photos that they took, so we will have, and if he and I asked him in an email today, if he's okay with the state of the dam today, and if we're gonna push the inspection, the final inspection off till the fall into November, that we can plan our work for 2027.
Yep.
And he said he was okay with that, and he'll come up and do our inspections, unless he sees something different when we close the gates.
Right.
So, I'm buying some time to get that, at least the construction done, and we'll go from there.
Well, I'm really grateful to have your expertise at the kind of spearhead of this, because it would be way over my head, and it sounds like,
That's really good.
yeah.
It's
so
over my head a little bit. My verbiage is not the greatest.
Yeah, but you know
That's
the
all
world
right.
and you know
But
what you're
they
dealing
don't
with.
mind that, they
Yeah.
like that, that's good.
But I would support the idea that we don't submit an EAP until we know that we have to.
Thank you.
You know, I think,
I appreciate
I'd
that.
almost just say it's probably something we should, you know,
I'm
I
gonna
don't think
have,
take a vote, I don't think we have to take a vote on it.
No.
If it's determined that we have to do it, we have to do it, but we should
we
probably
don't even
talk.
have we don't, so we need to submit an EAP regardless. We have to have it in place, even if it was a significant hazard, but not as
Right,
the high hazard requirements, which is a drill, a mock drill annually, and have all the information to evacuate, and a plan to so
understood.
forth and so forth. So
Yeah.
some of the stuff we should have, even the maintenance operations plan, we should have had in place, and I have seen nothing in the files.
Okay,
So wherever those, if we ever had one, I don't believe it is. With that being said, at our meeting, and we're gonna have to talk about this now and when Charlie gets back, as a group, and we're gonna start thinking about this, we're gonna have to create a position for this.
if we go to the high hazard.
If not even, if we go to a high hazard part of it, yes, but for the maintenance operations, we'll have to modify the dam operator's position, not just to do that, cause they're gonna have to do monthly checks.
Yep.
On, and greasing and inspection reports and submit that
Mhm.
to us, that we can submit to the state annually.
Yep.
So there's gonna be, a check sheets and so forth and so forth, walk around and,
So that role's gonna expand.
what's that?
The
That
dam-
role will expand,
It's
yes.
gonna expand,
At
take
least,
on more duties and it's gonna obviously higher reimbursement.
yes.
So have we kept up with the annual submissions that have been required at the current risk assessment, significant, not high?
To my knowledge, I haven't been asked, I would assume so, but not since I've been here, this is the first time.
Right,
that
I'm
we've
just wondering
had
if
to
we've
go
ever
through.
submitted what they look for.
I-
I would have bet
According to-
Tommy probably did, Tom, so that's.
No, well, I don't know, maybe that was reason, because we saw Judy had a, dams, whatever, remember that, I saw something in there that she was in charge of the dam, or whatever the wording was.
And get a stipend, right?
A stipend for it, that's what it was, yes, that's how we saw it, she got a stipend for it, so maybe she did submit something, I don't know, there's no
Okay.
records here that I can find.
All right,
And the state has not asked for that, Tara Aot has not asked for it. She sent me the, documentation that I had to re-up, redo, and change our names and contacts and that type of stuff, the ownership of the dam, and that's how this all started, and then she said, oh, you have to, EAP, your dam's been changed from significant to
Yeah.
high,
yeah,
and that's how this ball started to roll. Yeah. So, it's like pushing a wet noodle, but we're gaining on it.
yeah.
Um,
I guess the spirit of what I'm saying is, I'd like to make sure we don't submit anything that reflects any sort of a concession that we agree until we know that we have to.
that's my statement.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that until we have all the answers, and I can present it to everybody and say, look, X, Y, Z is reasons that we're going to.
In fact, you even sent that letter that you didn't agree with that, like initially.
Right.
So.
Well, when I
we have
said that, that was,
in
in my opinion was to, because they gave us 20 days to comply.
Right.
And 20 days was not enough, and I tried to explain, look, we're just a small municipal. And so, they took that as we were, challenging, their assessment. And I was like, look, we're not, we're questioning it, but we need answers, and your department will not call us back, you will not give me the information. Matter of fact, when I spoke with Mr. Fletcher personally, he said, well, put it in writing, and I kinda chuckled, he said, don't laugh, he said, I need it in writing. I said, Mr. Fletcher, I started this whole mess with these same questions 2 months ago. I've asked them a number of times on emails, look back at the chains, ask Miss Aon. She has these questions, I said, I'll send them to you again. It's redundant. So then he said, I'll get back to you on Monday, this was a week ago Friday. I sent him another email yesterday saying, hey, it's been 10 days, you promised them last Monday, and he got back to me, I'm really sorry, and I got this morning.
Okay,
Old business, the dam is working, we're moving forward. John is aware about closing the gates. I'd like to say that we're gonna close them April 1st. Does anybody have any objections or concerns, or?
What's the history been up there?
We usually look at the runoff and
And there is
make a
none?
determination. I did look at and talk to my people at Brookfield about the long range. We see enough moisture coming in April that I think we'll be fine. We always fill up. I mean, sometimes we panic. I see it early and then all of a sudden, April 20th, we gotta open up full gates because we've got an
Right.
over amount of water, so.
No, that sounds good to me, I mean, you know, what's gonna happen, it doesn't matter what date you choose, there's gonna be some,
Yeah.
you know,
Adjustment.
well, some questioning by folks who live on the lake, it's, everybody, there are a lot of different opinions.
But if we post it for
But
April-
if it's reasonable and you feel defensible, then yeah, why not? You know what I mean?
I think if we post it for April 1st on the website, that we're gonna close the gates in the afternoon, I can have the state, Mr. Fletcher, be there, and we can post it as the state is coming to continue their inspection, and they're gonna be there on April 1st, and that's the date we're gonna close it.
To
Do
Wednesday.
you want me to wait till you confirm that?
I'm confirming it now no, I'm gonna tell
Even
Mr.
if the
Fletcher,
state isn't able to be there?
heat, then he misses out, and he'll have to do it in the fall.
I mean,
He's-
what,
and
I
he's
mean,
aware of
can we,
that.
can we keep some flexibility like within that week? Like on or about
I
April
can.
1st, based on
Yep.
what his, you know, if he's like, I can do April 2nd, I'm fine waiting a day.
All right.
If it keeps this
All right, so
momentum.
I'll shoot him an email tomorrow,
Yeah.
saying we're looking for April 1st. Does that work? If he says, oh, I can't come because that's a Wednesday, I can come Tuesday or Thursday, and then
Yeah.
we'll finalize it.
I like that.
I think anything in that ballpark of a time frame is good.
So, so I could write on or about April first
No,
on the website? or
Wait, no,
till
I
you-
should have a
Yeah.
confirmation tomorrow,
Sounds good.
hopefully within the next day or two, when he gets back to me. But I'll shoot that email up tomorrow and get that confirmation of what day he can make it. I'm gonna make it for the early afternoon, because I'm gonna leave work early and meet him down there, as long as contractors don't hold me up. That's what I have on the dam. As far as the houses go, Charlie's done a lot of research. I haven't had a chance to review it. I'm gonna review it tomorrow, we're gonna submit it to Heidi. We need a $300 check. What's the
The LUPC is for
what do they call it, something, form,
an advisory ruling.
advisory
advisory
ruling.
ruling.
That's what it is, exactly, an AR.
And they wanted a bunch of
Yeah.
data, which I think we have gotten, and
Yeah.
that's what Dave's gonna look.
And
Just
then-
verify that we've got everything, and then we can submit it, but we will need to send a $300 application.
Correct. And we have $5,000 we have set aside to do this, so we have the money in the bank and an account, we haven't spent a red nickel of it yet, so.
Yeah.
I think if the board's okay with it, we can cut a check for $300.
What kind of ruling is it? What
An
are-
advisory ruling
Yeah, but what are they,
to determine, I think, whether we can,
So they're gonna have to do, we did a lot of legwork, Charlie did a lot of
Right.
legwork, basically, of how long they've been leased, to who they've been leased,
Okay,
the deeds,
okay,
and how long, since CMP turned them over to us in the beginning,
I
in the
see,
90s. So they're gonna take that, cause our
Yeah.
statement to LUPC was, we wanna see if we can sell these lots.
yes, okay,
Well, they will take in consideration that they've been leased for X amount of time.
yes,
Pretty much they already, that lot should be broken up, right?
Right.
But if they're just, they can't do all that paperwork for nothing.
right.
We're gonna basically, we're paying them to do the research and verify that.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
So
Are we
what might
sending
be,
this
what might
back?
be missing, I don't know if you were at the last meeting or not, but LUPC did some preliminary research and thought that maybe the subdivision wasn't legitimate in the first place.
Okay,
So what they're doing,
Oh.
but because it's been,
That is
because they've been because they've been treated as subdivided for so long,
Right.
yeah,
they made like these pseudo grandfathered in.
yes, there is that. I
There was a
forget
question
the
whether it was
term for
one
that.
lot or two,
Yeah,
who owns the road, and X.
Yeah.
X,
one
Y,
parcel
Z.
or two parcel.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
So,
the lease history for all the lots, so,
Mhm.
and we've got all that.
yeah,
So
so,
this thing that you're creating, this advisory ruling is to the
LUPC, yeah,
Okay.
to asking them to
So I
do an
just wanna make
advisory
sure
ruling.
that-
Correct.
make sure I
That's what we're
hear.
requesting out of LUPC,
right,
is an advisory ruling.
Oh, you're requesting.
we're requesting,
I see.
with her recommendation. She says that's what we have to do. She said we need X, Y, and Z for documentation. I believe Charlie's got it all, we're gonna
I
look
think
at it
we've got it all,
tomorrow,
yeah.
or,
Are they currently all leased right now, did the two
No.
lots, no?
It was pretty interesting, some of them have been leased on and off over the years, I thought Tim Davis was the first time, lot 5, but you go back and, back in the day, Steve Longley leased it for 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
And there was
really?
somebody before that, and then lot 6 was leased for quite a few years by Tatham, and then they gave it up. And then, lot 2 was, we had Meringue in there, but before that was, Cheryl McDonald. And then somebody named Laura Trask, and so there's been some turnover, and there's been years when they haven't been leased, like lot 2 last year.
Correct.
So
Okay.
Susan made a spreadsheet for me, and so you can see that year it was at least. This year it was leased, and this is to who, this year it was all the different lots.
Good.
Cool.
That's wonderful.
So I think it's everything that they need, but I just wanted Dave to look
Yeah.
at it, make sure we vet that before we send, the
Yeah.
$300 fee and say, oh, well, sorry, you didn't do this, and
Yeah.
resubmit with another $300 fee.
Right.
Oh, yes.
I think,
yes.
I'll look at it and go over what she sent, I'm sure, all I have is second pair of eyes at the moment. Charlie and I have both been doing this together, he's got more time for the research than.
That's
Good.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
So-
wonderful.
That's the update for the houses on, the lots, and that's what I have for old business.
The only thing that I might think worth mentioning for all business is that we met, the 3 of us, and had a really productive meeting about, kind of updating our administrative structure and adjust the change we're making here to appointed positions. I've got a page and a half of notes from that meeting. I thought it was really productive, and this isn't the setting to rehash all the notes, but I just want to, have that on record that we had that meeting. We're going in a good direction when it comes to how we're
It
going to
was a
manage things.
workshop.
Good.
Yeah, it was a workshop.
Super.
We've got a handful of questions and a handful of to-dos to have ready for the town meeting. That will probably take MMA's involvement.
Oh, speaking of
Have you-
MMA, yeah, go ahead.
Have either of you, neither of you have talked to MMA about any of this stuff, right? Okay,
No.
okay,
No.
I can spearhead that.
I think the big thing is when we do, when one of the appointments, I think I don't know if they're the next assessors meeting or the day after or whatever, I don't think you do it at the meeting itself.
No.
All we're doing at the meeting is getting the funding, asking
Right.
for a certain amount of money.
Right.
And then we do the
getting the
appointment.
vote.
Yeah,
So,
okay, cool. That's-
Speaking of MMA, you had some,
Yeah, I was gonna put that in new business.
okay. So any other old business?
I just have a question about the AGV Moxie Road thing,
Yeah.
is that,
It got shot down.
it did?
The
Okay.
coun-
I
yeah,
didn't
the,
know anything more about that.
The county, voted it down 3-2,
Okay,
after lots of deliberation and
okay,
they voted it down 3-2. I believe that, from what I gather, Ben and their club may be, I don't know if they're gonna appeal or if they're gonna submit another request next year with a little bit more clarity of what there is. One thing that did come out of it is that there seems to be a shared interest from the county level, and then it seems like from the municipal level, the residents here, at reducing the speed limit on Moxie Lake Road to 35 end to end, 35 miles an hour end to end. And, those are the only.
That's
two
out of our
things.
hands.
But, yeah,
how's it
that's-
gonna get enforced?
What's that?
How's it gonna be enforced,
Yeah,
Well, that's
exactly, yeah.
nothing.
Um,
Anyways, yeah, so yes, that got, shot down, so.
Okay,
Yeah, and as we noted when we did our portion of approving the parts that are owned by the Forks, it was dependent upon the county's approval.
right, right.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, new business.
I just have a little bit, you guys got them, in your, packet
Okay.
to review. So what I've been working on, Susan and I, she's been a huge help, is drafting RFPs, request for proposal for one, auditing services for the upcoming year. That one is the most complete. The other one is for snow removal services, and what you have is, one from 2023 that David Spencer, gave me. And I looked at that and I said, can you update it with new dates and whatnot? Because I'd like to get that out, it's for the plowing.
Okay,
So I haven't heard back from him, but that's the one he drafted in 23, and the new one would be very similar other than dates changing. So, you don't have one of those?
Well, these are the two that I have, right?
Yep.
These are the RFPs.
Oh, you don't have the, you only have
You
two?
don't have the road one, I didn't have the road one.
Oh, okay.
I just created, the other two are get drafts until you guys approve them.
Right. Well, anyways, David's working on that, so there's really not much to be done. I mean, you can look at it.
Okay.
But it's basically, the new one that I asked him to do is that exact same thing with the dates changed, updated, that's all. And that's for plowing. The other one, is one for auditing services, and then, which is pretty comprehensive, I reviewed it today, I felt like it was pretty good, and as soon as you guys have had a chance to review it and are okay with it, I have the addresses and emails for all of the municipal auditing firms in the entire state, and I'm gonna send it to every one of them. And it's a request for, proposals, bids,
Yeah,
to do our auditing, so.
good.
One of the reasons I had hoped R.H.R. Smith might be here, and I have referenced it in an email, feeling that the fees that they charge for us are excessively high for a little plantation,
Yes,
particularly in the setting of having Mark on board
yes.
and helping us, and so that it's not a mess that they're stepping into, it should be pretty squared away.
But I think
Pretty
that's their
straightforward.
fees.
Huh?
Their fees are
Right.
their fees.
Well, that's why I'm going with an
That's what they
RFP,
charge
because
the
it's
West
too
Forks
high.
too.
Well, that's what
It's
we
too
did.
high,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna accept it until I
Yeah.
put it out to other people.
Good.
Mhm.
Same thing, we have an obligation to try to find the best value for our
That's right.
taxpayers' money.
That's
right.
So
That's all
in
it
that
is.
RFP though, I put that we have hired hired Blue Star
Says
to,
it right in the first.
train
Right.
us in
So-
the
so they'll
GASB
feel
standards.
assured. Yeah,
Yes, so
yeah.
that they
I
know
think
that
that's
we
right.
are, right now,
Mhm.
we are up to date with all of our,
Gosh, that is just.
audits
huge.
and,
We should
Our-
dedicate them.
RHR did send an email a while back saying that, we needed to sign up and pay 70% of our 26 audit fee in advance. And that's their policy, and if we're putting out an RFP, don't bother sending one to them.
I know.
who said that?
RHR says.
R.H.R. Smith.
And that if you do, it'll probably mean that the audit will be done late. I'm like, you look at the main audit list or towns, not saying it's ideal, that are 3 and 4 years late with their audits. If we have to wait for the audit to be done and save a substantial amount of money, I think it's worth it. There's no big pressure to get it done, you know what I'm saying?
Haven't
So-
theirs been late in the past though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they have them, but if you look at the towns now,
Yes, they
a
have.
lot of towns
So-
are still
Existing.
way
Isn't that
behind.
kind of ironic?
Right, but I'm just
They're
saying,
threatening us with something that.
Right.
Something
Okay,
that
so
they've
par for the
done.
course.
in other words, it's like,
Threatening
stick with them
nature of the
and
whole
they'll
thing.
be here on time and they'll continue, but it's gonna be for that fee, and I'm like, well, I think we have an obligation to look for a better bargain.
And it's the
So-
threatening tone of it. I mean,
Well,
that's not.
Was that by email
coercive.
or by phone?
Email, it's coercive.
I didn't see that, that's.
The next one is very drafty. This is for, and I don't think we're gonna be doing this anytime soon, but it's got to do with the reappraisal of the entire,
So I have two here.
yeah, I think you're missing the road one.
Okay.
You got a pretty colored Somerset County.
Nope.
Oh. So what you have is
I
the
have the
internal
one-
ones, which is the audit.
I have the audit one, and this one looks like it's the reeval.
Reval.
That's right, and that, like Charlie said, that is, I haven't proofread it,
No worries.
And
I've
some,
formatted it, and
And the road one's basically for stone removal.
Yeah, just check on the road window, this is an example of what, this says this term, we're in the middle of a term, July 2023 through June 30th, 2028.
he originally drafted it for 5 years, Andy wouldn't do it for 5 years, so, and we never used that the last time, it ended up being, I know if it was so late, that's what happened, it was so late, we had nobody.
No,
Okay.
It's like we had to sign up somebody, and it was
Yeah.
Andy kinda dictated the terms, is what I'm saying.
So now,
Oh.
the county's producing something like this,
Yes.
but it's gonna say 2026 through
Yes.
2029,
Correct,
assuming Andy doesn't wanna do more than 3 years.
All right,
correct.
I got it.
There's that if you wanna look it over, there.
But David's working on that, updating it, David
Okay.
Spencer, he drafted that
Right.
originally.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see it when he's done with the fresh one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all I have.
no, you had one other thing that you wanted me to,
What
it's
was
the
that?
certified ratio signatures.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go get that.
I can read mine while you do that. So I spoke with MMA's attorney about allowing, North Country to use this space for their training. It's not a hard no, but the recommendation is to put some effort into legitimizing an agreement. It should not be done pro bono or free of charge for a for-profit company, is her recommendation, the attorney. Legally, to enter into such an agreement, we would need the town's approval to do that. So it would require a special town meeting, I guess, because our town meeting will be after our
After
meeting.
the training,
Yeah, so assessors, we can present a blanket article to the town, just for future reference, that allows assessors to negotiate and enter contracts, at will for any certain property usage. I did ask, because we lease property on the pond, we may have, at one point, there was a little bit of gray area, because at one point, maybe we were given, the town gave the Board of Assessors permission to enter into lease contracts because we own that property up there and lease it.
But we had a meeting about that, didn't we?
Yeah, so, but when I mentioned that, the attorney said, it doesn't really sound like kosher if that's the case, because these are actually supposed to be renewed every year. Like,
Yeah.
permission to lease,
Okay,
town property should be, granted by the townspeople on an annual basis
Okay.
with an opportunity to reject it. So out of the conversation, a little sidebar came, it sounds like technically in our annual town meeting warrant should always be an article that indicates that we have permission to lease town property, and it should be pretty specific which property we're talking about.
I see.
so we should write that down.
Yes.
It's
So,
7 o'clock.
So would that
let's
Would
see.
that particular item come up at town meeting? I mean, that would be
Well, I think,
helpful.
if we're, at the town meeting, we're gonna be talking a lot about those pieces of property. Just in general, if we're interested in leasing, whether it be this building at an hourly or a daily or a weekly rate, or any property that we own, we should technically be getting permission from the
Yes.
voters to do so on an annual basis, and they have.
Okay,
So is it because they're a profit business? Because we currently allow, like Moxie, whatever it is.
Yeah, you are,
their
Brookfield.
group-
Brookfield,
Would they
we
come
allow
in
baby
during-
showers, we
Right, so
allow.
she did
yeah, but
say
I thought
like,
it was just, I thought
The
initially it
food
was just
truck.
for the
yeah,
I mean,
residents, like if you wanna have a baby shower
Right,
and you live in town, you can have it.
yeah, that's not a problem. So
Yeah.
allowing the use,
Yeah.
the usage for residents for, public purposes,
Okay,
It's
so Brookfield
I
using it for
confirm
their
that,
annual meeting or something
Flag
like
Club.
that, is that what it
like
is?
Flag Club.
Like,
But,
okay.
But, yeah, so it's the for-profit nature of it that she was pretty hung up on, and, that it would not behoove us. It sets a precedent, if we are gonna do it, she said, if you are gonna do it and not charge a fee, then her strong recommendation is that we have a formulated criteria in which we receive, analyze, and approve or deny requests to do that from for-profit businesses, because it sets a precedent that
Oh, it does,
You
it's
know,
a mess.
if
It's
we,
a big,
if we allow
huge
NOCO to
mess.
use it for
They'll
one
be sleeping in
training,
here.
just, it's legal, it's a lawyer, she's a lawyer. She's looking for the risk that
They get hurt
may or
and
may not be
So
there.
what's the board's recommendation then? What do I tell her?
I mean, I would like to say yes, but it's a lot of legwork to do between now and guide training week
Okay,
to do it in a way that is appropriate, I guess,
all right.
you know?
Basically, I'll tell her that we can't pull it off in time legally.
Yeah.
Because of the MMA guidelines and, permission, we'd have to have a special town meeting and blah, blah, blah.
I think that's probably best.
Okay.
At this time, it may be something we
And we'll
might
just
want to
keep it to
tackle
a
in
personal
future years,
basis
but
as baby showers and we'll keep it the way it is.
Yeah, and she said that's standard, towns all over do that.
Right.
It's, there probably should be in the same way that,
Now, when it comes to Brookfield and, all the local rafting companies, cause that's gonna come up as well here shortly.
what do you
They
want,
had it
local
at-
rafting
They
companies?
had it in by the river last year though,
Oh,
right?
did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
they
did.
didn't do it here?
No,
no.
What's what Brookfield meeting are you talking about?
Every year they have a,
yeah, it's coming up
Brookfield
in
Beach,
April.
the river meeting with,
Oh, the whitewater meeting?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's been in by the river for years.
Yeah,
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
well, not
Okay.
years, but it's been there for
Since
the
we're here,
last
so
year.
I guess since I've been here, I guess,
Yeah.
Since
maybe 3
2022,
years, yeah.
okay, yeah.
Okay, perfect, then I'll end the discussion.
Yeah.
And Lake Mossy's pretty, I mean, it's a nonprofit, it's a community,
Yep,
you know, based organization.
and they're all taxpayers,
Right,
Right.
yeah.
okay, all right, I'll let that.
I remember in history though that, Pearl River Runners used to park their people over here,
Oh,
and the
really?
town put a stop to that.
Yeah,
So that,
Parking, you said?
yeah, they used to park their overflow over here.
Huh.
And, the town didn't allow that.
Yeah.
So,
Do you
there
wanna,
may be some history there with that too.
do we want to choose a town meeting date? That's new business.
Okay,
Usually the third something in June, right? The third.
Third Wednesday, no, it's usually,
it's a no. Yes, it's a Tuesday, and then we move our meeting to Thursday.
that's what we did last year.
Yeah.
Third Tuesday, moved our meeting to the 18th.
So it'd be the June 16th.
would it behoove us to try to do it prior to the 16th, and then we leave our meeting, and that's when we would set appointees? You know, if we aim for Thursday, June 11th. I feel like I recall we wanted it the week prior, but we were just a little pinched on something timeframe wise.
Oh, you know what we might have done is, we did it the Thursday before, and then we had our meeting on the 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah, I think that's
If
what
we had our town meeting on the 18th, we could have our regular meeting on the 23rd,
Our regular meeting is currently scheduled for the 16th, third Tuesday.
right?
So if we had it on the 11th, it would be the Thursday prior to our
Okay.
regular assessors meeting.
I'm just looking at that one. It gives us, you know, pretty much a month to get the budget together and the town book together and
As long
everything.
as ice is out, because,
We need time to print, you know,
yeah.
it might be.
Can we, I would suggest, if I have a suggestion, that the
Do
18th
it
and 20,
later. Yeah, the
18th and
18th.
23rd.
So town meeting on the 18th and push our assessors to the 23rd?
That's what I would like to do, yeah.
I'm okay with that. I really, early in June, I mean, I'm, you know, going on vacation, but, you know, I'm already feeling, you know, like just coming back May 9th and, you know, we need some time to be able to, we're gonna have to start budget workshops again and put together that book and then get it printed. So, what do you think about that?
Justin,
Not-
do you
Yeah,
think that has a
by
basis?
us,
no, it doesn't, I just, moving the assessors meeting
The next
to
Tuesday?
the next Tuesday okay. Yeah, my only thought would be to just do it, the initial thing was to have the meeting on Tuesday the 16th and our assessors meeting on the 18th. Just keep it all contained, but I don't see, this just moves everything further back. So I don't have any conflict at this point, so I'm in for it.
Okay, so June 18th, and then the, monthly meeting is the 23rd?
Yes.
Well, that works because your July meeting isn't gonna be until the 21st. Because that would be the third Tuesday in July. You know, so
Yeah.
it gives you, it's not like you're having a meeting one week
Yeah.
and then one week after.
It's our anniversary, June 18th.
Oh, boy.
I know it,
We really not have a good time.
right?
Today, the 17th?
Today is St. Patty's Day.
Is there any reason in, reflection of that we could have it June 17th on Wednesday?
It doesn't matter, that's BMV day, so
Oh, yeah.
it'll be a very long day.
Yeah. When is election? In June?
June 9th.
Oh, okay, so that doesn't enter into it.
We're fine with, we've been married like some oddball amount of years, we're fine.
All right, I'll make a motion, we utilize the 18th as our annual and the 23rd as our monthly on June.
I'm okay with it if you two are, you sure?
Yeah,
You?
18th and 23rd, yeah, I'm good for it. That's not one
All in favor? Okay,
I'm distressed right now because I spelled second assessor wrong.
oh boy.
I know.
I know, I'm a little off today too. Sorry. It's been
It's on
over
the
work.
email. I need to, I'm just gonna leave it like that, you know, so I keep expectations from the main revenue services low.
Did we have a second on that? I'm sorry.
Justin.
You made Justin, okay. Sorry.
Any other business?
That's for you to sign it, it's a certified, ratio declaration.
Okay.
And it's at 87% this year. That's based on my conversation with Garnet. It's got to do with homestead exemptions and
What
certified.
was it last year, do you know?
Hmm?
What, do you remember what it was last year?
98.
Oh, okay.
If it gets too low,
We
it's
lose it.
because, well, who loses is, the town loses tree growth.
Right.
And and we lose homestead too, because they're all decreased by that percentage. And what it is it's motivation to do a reevaluation, to get that percentage up.
We're collecting money, we're gonna have one coming anyway, so.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but that's what happened, that gets real low,
Mhm.
it really starts to hurt, you know what I mean? Because things are so out of whack with what we're
Yep.
appraising property for and what it's selling for. It's just, you know, and I have to collect this data about new home sales and how much they were and
Mhm.
stuff that I send, so. And that's what it's all about.
All right, I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
second, SEACOND. Seacon. Well.
All right. So I'll see you tomorrow, Susan.
Yes, yeah. You
How
know
about that
the
limo
food truck
thing,
is
huh?
tomorrow in case you.
For when?
Oh, okay.
9:30 to 10:30.
Oh, I have a hair appointment, so I don't think
Yeah,
I'll
I
make
don't
that,
think I'll make it either.
but I'll be in after.
Just, I just
Okay,
wanted you to
so-
know. If you know anybody, let them know.
What was the other thing we were at?
Can-
Oh, yeah, permission to lease property.
All right, are you coming up for?
No,
Okay.
love you.
I love you.
Have fun.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
See ya.
That wind was vicious at my place last night. It kept me up. I'm like, oh my cover's gonna blow away. I started to think like Dorothy, the tin roof is gonna start peeling off.
We could, you know, if we're interested in leasing this place for a fee, you know, we could bring it up at the town meeting
I'm
and just
not.
give permission to. Okay, I'm just
I
saying.
just assume keep it
Oh, you know.
Simple.
gentlemen, I don't wanna get into that,
Yeah.
so.
I
Oh,
agree.
it's a
I
nightmare.
agree. I just didn't know if you were
I assure
inclined.
you,
No.
they'll be here
No,
police
I-
there, because they will
I
be
was just
sleeping
wondering-
in here.
Right.
Those guys, you think they won't?
I know.
I'm serious, those trainees,
Yeah.
they don't even have, I'm speaking out, this is off the record. Has that been stopped yet?
No, you want to stop it right now.
We try to crop it down to the adjourn, or to the start